This is a sports catastrophe production.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. It's Jeff Gunner and welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. I know I could have done Lance Armstrong winning his first Tour de France victory on this day in 1999, but we all know what happened there, and we're not really supposed to celebrate drug cheating. So there is no on this day. And tomorrow will be another on this day. There'll be one video for tomorrow only. So anyway, now I had a conundrum because this person, you see, Walter Payton, died. He would have had his birthday today. Usually I avoid doing dead people, but because there was nobody that was worthy of the birthday boy on July 25th, I figured, well, let me see if I can find another. Can I find a player whose birthday, like a legendary player who was born on July 25th but died? And I found Walter Payton, kind of like Babe Ruth in February. But anyway, yeah, Walter Payton was born July 25th, 1954. If he survived today, he would be only 67. Like, man, that's a decent age. He played all his NFL career with the Chicago Bears, one of the greatest players of all time, 9-time Pro Bowler. He was a prolific rusher who had many NFL records until Tony Dorsett and Emmitt Smith came around. He was named to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 93, the College Football Hall of Fame in 96, and been part of a lot of NFL all-time teams. He played at Jackson State University, a HBC, historic black college, where he was All-American. The Bears picked him with the fourth pick in the 75 draft. He would win the 77 MVP and a Super Bowl with the 85 Bears. He retired at the end of the 87 season. He struggled with a rare liver disease and passed away November 1st, 1999 at the age of 45. So he seemed good as a running back and all that. He almost went to Kansas State University to play running back, but he decided to pursue his college career at the historic black school where his older brother Eddie played football. So he would bump into many players like Jackie Slater and all that. He had a good career. The 75 NFL draft came about. Atlanta got the first pick and took Steve Bartkowski, quarterback from Cal. Dallas went second and took Randy White, a defensive tackle from Maryland. Baltimore Colts took third pick Ken Huff, who was a guard at North Carolina, and then Walter Payton was just on the board. He got it. What's even more amazing is that four other players from historic black colleges went in the 75 NFL draft. Houston took Payton's linebacker teammate Robert Brazel. San Diego took Gary Johnson from Grambling State. Houston took Don Hardiman from Texas A&I, and Dallas took Tom Hollywood Henderson from Langston. So yeah, it was when historic black colleges got a lot of good feelings. So anyway, the Bears had troubles. Gale Sayers retired because of injury and all that. Payton got no rushing yards in his first game. His final game, he got 134 yards to only get 679 yards his first year. However, he improved. He got up to 1,390 rushing yards in his second season and 1,850 in the third season. Basically winning the MVP and basically also helping the Bears sneak out a wildcard spot to get to the 78 playoffs. He would have a 275-yard running game against the Vikings November 20, 1977, which was the record for a while until Corey Dillon broke it in 2000. The current record, by the way, is Adrian Peterson, 296 yards in 2007. Ironically, Payton was suffering from intense flu that day. He got 275 yards as a player. So basically, the Bears were struggling and all that. But when Mike Ditka became the head coach of the Bears in 1982, things looked better and all that. Especially by 84. Payton would run more than 1,400 yards. He would actually be the leader in career rushing yards. October 1984, when he did it against the New Orleans Saints, he broke Jim Brown's record of 12,000 plus yards. That record held for a while. Payton would rush for more than 1,500 yards in 1985, giving the Bears the second best offense, with Jim McMahon actually doing pretty well for himself. The Bears' 46 defense was helping the Bears, of course. But it didn't hurt for Walter Payton to be a good running back. He, of course, won the Super Bowl with the Bears crushing the Pats in Super Bowl 20. But the weird thing was that Payton didn't even get a touchdown run in the Super Bowl, whereas his teammate Refrigerator Perry did. So a lot of defenders were looking for Walter Payton, and that meant that the rest of the Bears offense could shine in a sense. Payton looked good. He got 1,300 plus yards in the 86 season. He said that he would play one more year. Payton's career low was 533 yards rushing in the 87 season, but he split carries with his successor. Unfortunately for the Bears, they couldn't really find a good running back to carry Walter Payton's load. Matt Forte and Cedric Benson just weren't there. Payton ran for 16,726 yards in his career. 110 touchdowns. Not bad. One of the big things about Walter Payton is he declined to celebrate after a touchdown. He would basically just hand the ball to the teammates or officials. So, yeah. Well, Walter would marry Connie Norwood in 1976 and have 2 children. Jarrett, who was a former running back for the Miami Hurricanes and tried to get into the NFL, but didn't do so well. I think Jarrett Payton tried to get in as an Argonaut or an Alouette in the CFL. I can't remember. Well, and also it was Brittany. So, well, he played for Montreal and Toronto. So he played for both those guys. Yeah. Walter Payton was a gun collector who accidentally shot a manager of a nightclub because he was showing off his gun, but no problems. Walter Payton was in SummerSlam 94 in the corner of Razor Ramon, which was nice. Walter Payton was part of the group that wanted St. Louis to have an NFL expansion team in the 90s. And he wanted to be the first minority owner in NFL history. But there was internal dissension among the investment group, leading to Jacksonville and Charlotte, North Carolina, to get the expansion teams. However, St. Louis would get the LA Rams in 95, so it's not bad. However, his illness, he had a rare liver disease and had bile duct cancer, February 1999. Never die easy. He would die in November 99. The NFL had ceremonies to commemorate his career and legacy. He would have a legacy, a giant legacy, with the fact that the NFL handed a award called the Walter Payton Man of the Year to a player who has achievements in community service and all that. So yeah. He even has an asteroid named after him. Or he did. So yeah, his career was over 16,000 yards rushing from 75 to 87. Yeah, he has a lot of Bears records. He only has 3 NFL records. Consecutive regular season starts by running back, 170. Most consecutive seasons leading the league in rushing attempts, 4 from 76 to 79, and gains with 100 plus yards from scrimmage, 108. So Walter Payton basically was sweetness personified, and Chicago Bears had a great player. Too bad that the team just didn't give him more than one Super Bowl. That is all. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.